Hello and welcome to this month's Ask Ateb, the show that lets you ask the questions that matter to you. My name is Tom and I'm the Communications Advisor and I am joined by Ali, my co-host. Hello Ali.
Hi, hello everybody. Yes, as Tom said, my name is Ali. I'm the Engage Coordinator for ateb and my predominant role is to listen to your opinions and bring those opinions back to the office and change them into constructive improvements. So your opinion counts very much. We give you those opportunities in various formats. So it's things like competitions, forums, meetings, focus groups, and in the future, without the social restrictions, we'll go back to putting on some community days. So if you get the opportunity to come to any of those things, please do. They're all advertised on the news and events section of our website and on Facebook. Back to Tom.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ali. So each month we are joined by a different member of the ateb team. And this month I'm delighted to be joined by Angela and Tony. Welcome both. Tony and Angela are no problem. Tony and Angela are from our Housing Solutions team. We have a selection of questions for you both, which we'll start in a moment. But before we do that, please could you tell me a little bit about your roles?
Hi, I'm Tony. I'm an area officer. I provide tenancy management service for Haverfordwest, Neyland, Johnston, Letterton, Clarbeston Road and other areas in between. As well as being involved in allocation and lettings of properties, I also deal with antisocial behaviour and other housing issues for customers in those areas.
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm also an area officer. I cover the Pembroke, Tenby, Saundersfoot, Narberth and Clonderwin areas and the bits in between. I do the same as Tony. My role is primarily tenancy management, which includes the allocation and letting of properties. I've worked for ateb for over 16 years.
Brilliant. Thank you both. So I'm right in saying you are 2 of 5 of the Housing Solutions team. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, brilliant. So there are 4 of you that look after different areas. So between yourself and Tony, you look after around half of ateb's housing stock. And the other 2
General
also,
needs.
yeah, general needs, thank you. And then we've got Karen, who is an older person's or independent living specialist. That's right, isn't it, I think? So 5 of you in the team. Brilliant. Okay, fab. So now I've got my head around that, we'll go to Ali with the questions, please.
Great. So our first question is from Jess in Haverfordwest. And Jess is asking, how do you decide what family gets the bigger houses with so many families being overcrowded due to the lack of 4-bedroom houses?
It's a good question. I'll try and answer that if that's okay. Just in general terms, it's worth noting there's nearly 5,000 people on the housing register in Pembrokeshire, which has increased by nearly 1,000 in the last 12 months. It's recognised that some of the larger properties, particularly 4-bedroom houses, are very popular and limited in availability. Nonetheless, all the properties that are advertised through Choice Homes Pembrokeshire are allocated in the same way, whether they are large or small. Priority is given firstly by banding, with gold being the highest, followed by silver, then bronze. In general terms, gold band is for customers for whom moving is essential, such as homeless customers or those lacking basic amenities. Silver band is generally for customers who have some need to move, but who can generally manage within their current homes, such as customers in private rented accommodation or perhaps with a medical condition that will be helped by moving. Bronze band is generally for customers who want to move because of personal preference rather than because they have a pressing financial, welfare or medical needs. If applicants are of equal banding, then they're prioritised by how long they've been on the housing list.
Okay, thank you, Tony. So no matter how long you've been on the housing list, the predominant thing would be that you were in a particular band based on your circumstances. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. We're trying to house people according to the need that they have, depending on what the circumstances are, really.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. The next question is from Kay. She's applied through Facebook. And Kay's asking, I don't understand how people that are only entitled to a 2-bedroom home are getting 3 beds when there are so many 2-bedroom homes available. Doesn't make it fair for everybody else.
Well, properties are allocated according to the bedroom requirement of the household. Nonetheless, there are some circumstances when a household requires an extra bedroom, for instance, on a medical grounds or for an overnight carer. Also, mutual exchanges can be carried out, which may lead to households under-occupying, which means they've got more people in the property or less people in the property than there might be expected. But other households may be living in larger accommodation than they because a member of the household leaving.
Okay, that makes sense. So, for example, if Kay noticed that there was perhaps just a small number of people living in a 3-bedroom property, it's not necessarily because we've allocated that, it's because of circumstances or things that have happened after we've allocated.
Yeah, most likely. That, as I said, there can be circumstances, but in general terms, properties are allocated according to the bedroom requirements. So it's not likely to be the case in many cases, I wouldn't have said.
Okay, thank you. So the next question was sent in anonymously, and the question is, why are there so few homes advertised in Tenby? Last week, there was only one house advertised from Tenby on the entire list. Why is this?
Right, I'll answer that question as I cover the Tenby area. Tenby is a really popular place to live, and private rented accommodation is very expensive. So this means that social housing is in high demand in Tenby and the surrounding areas. You tend to find that when people are allocated a property in Tenby, they stay in that property for a long time. So there isn't the turnover of properties as there would be in other not quite so desirable areas. In answer to the second part of the question, which was last week, there was only one house advertised actually it was from ateb, not just in the Tenby area, I think. So we can only advertise houses that are available. Some weeks there are more than others. Anyone on Choice Homes can bid for both ateb and Pembrokeshire County Council properties. We recommend you choosing a wide an area as possible in order to increase your chance of finding a home.
Okay, thank you, Ange. I think that thoroughly answers the question. We have another one now that's anonymous, and the question is, what is the local workers scheme? Okay, I'll answer this one as well. So the local worker scheme is a scheme that's run just by ateb, and it's aimed at people who work locally within Pembrokeshire. So ateb advertise a small proportion of their properties with priority given to people on the local worker scheme. To qualify for the scheme, you have to be registered with Choice Homes at Pembrokeshire, work locally, have a household income of less than £40,000, and not be a homeowner or social housing tenant. So you couldn't be an ateb or council tenant. You'll need to provide evidence of your employment in respect of your earnings, which would be verified by your employer. This would probably be in the form of a salary slip. Once you've been accepted onto the scheme, if you bid for a local worker property, you will have a greater chance of being successful with your bid. You can get an application form and full details from our website, or you can ring our customer contact centre. Okay, thank you, Ange. And I seem to remember at some stage there was a list of specific job categories that people had to fit into to be a part of that scheme. Is that true?
No, as long as you have got a contract working within Pembrokeshire, you can have any type of employment. It can also be a 0 hours contract. So perhaps anybody working at McDonald's who's on a 0 hours contract, or anyone who's in the hospitality industry, anybody can apply.
Okay, thank you. The next question is from Caroline from Pembroke Dock, and Caroline's asking, I've been on the list for ages. Does that mean I'll eventually get to the top and be in gold band?
Most likely not, really. Bandings are decided by the circumstance of the household and will not change generally unless the circumstances change. Obviously, any change of circumstance will need to be notified to ateb or Pembrokeshire County Council. As time moves on, though, the date of housing registration may help a householder be allocated accommodations that would have been on the housing register longer than those who have registered for housing more recently on the same band. So there is an advantage in being on the list for longer, but it wouldn't automatically change the banding.
Okay, I get that. So you might move up within your band, but the length of time wouldn't actually change your band category.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Great, thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Now we have Tim, and he's come to us through Facebook. Tim's asking, why are there never any one-bedroom homes advertised? Or whenever they are, they seem only to be for older people.
Okay. Applicants who are designated as homeless under home housing regulations are given priority over other bandings. During COVID restrictions, there's been a lot of one-bedroom eligible applicants who've had to be accommodated in temporary accommodation and have sometimes had to be allocated to one-bedroom properties. This has certainly reduced the amount of one-bedroom properties available to be advertised, particularly in recent months. Some properties are designated as being for a particular age group, such as possibly over 55 or over 60. These properties may be sheltered accommodation, independent living accommodation, or deemed as being particularly suitable for people of limited mobility who are more likely to be in those age groups.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
And now we have Becky from Solver, and Becky's asking, I have lived in Solver my whole life and am desperate to move out of my parents' home. What does it take to have a local connection?
All right, I'll answer this question. To qualify for a local connection to a specific area of Pembrokeshire, you'll need to have lived in the relevant area for 5 years continuously. So Becky would have had to have lived in Solver for 5 years continuously, or she can, if you've moved out of the area and you want to move back in, so say Becky had moved out of Solver and then she wanted to move back again, she would have to demonstrate that she'd lived in that area for 10 years previously, have a valid reason to return, such as employment, to give or receive support, or perhaps if she got children that travelled more than 10 miles each way to school. Full details of the qualifying criteria for a local connection can be provided by request to ateb or Pembrokeshire County Council.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Can I just ask, was that 10 years of previous local connection, was that meant to be continuous as well?
Yes, it is, yes. So it really, if you've lived there, we have a lot of people who apply who perhaps have lived there since being children. And they've moved out, so they would have spent the first 18 years of their life in Solver or in a local area, moved away, and then they have a need to return. And sometimes you do have to provide evidence that you have actually lived in that area, so it can be a little bit difficult sometimes because obviously children don't pay council tax, so sometimes they will have to provide proof, so it may even just be a school report with their address on it. But yeah, it does have to be 10 years continuous.
Okay, thank you. It looks like Becky from Solver might be in a good position. Certainly worth trying, Becky.
Definitely.
So our next question then is from Helena from Pembroke Dock, and Helena's asking, how do I get a copy of the letting rules?
Right, I'll answer that. There's a choice homes policy that you can find on the website. This gives you all the information that you need to know about how properties are allocated. Once again, it'll also give information about things like a local connection. So what you would need to do is go onto the Choice Homes at Pembrokeshire website or ateb's website and have a little look through the policy.
Okay, thank you, Ange. And now we have, I think it's the last question from Sue in Haverfordwest, and is simply asking, how do I get an appointment to speak with my area officer?
Right, that's a very good question. Unfortunately, the nature of our job is that we are usually out and about. We carry out visits, we'll be in meetings and not always able to take phone calls. So the best way to make an appointment will be through our website, where you can book a time slot with your area officer. So have a look at our website for that. You can also phone our office and on our number 01437 763 688 during office hours, and one of our team would try to see if they're able to transfer you to us. If not, they will take a message and ask us to contact you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Ange. So there you see you can get hold of the area officers by various means. So that's all the question. Brilliant. Thank you very much, both.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you both, and thank you, Ali, for the questions. We would love more questions. So if you would like to submit questions for our next episode of Ask Ateb, it can be for any member of our team. Please email them to hello@atebgroup.co.uk, or of course you can ring us. As Angela said, the phone number's 01437 76 3688. Before we go, Ali, is there anything you'd like to tell us about what Engage is up to this month?
So we have various opportunities for you to join in with if you'd like to. The first couple are online events, so do please contact us to get your link. The first one's Customer Forum, which we have every month, and that's your opportunity to discuss with other staff and customers general trends, things that might be concerning you and other customers in your area. We've got a focus group on the 6th of May. Sorry, that's on the 29th of April, the Customer Forum. So last Thursday of every month. On the 6th of May, we have a focus group specifically for Freeman's View customers, and that's regarding your shared outdoor areas. So again, do get in touch regarding any of these. This is just a general overview. We have a quarterly survey where you have a chance to win £100 shopping vouchers, and that will be running through May and June. That will be available on our website and on Facebook. And we have the annual gardening competition. Judging for that is on the 28th of June. And again, we'll be doing that all online, and we'll be asking you to send in your photographs. There's lots of different classes, including a category for children. So do please show off your gardens to your best ability. We'd love to see your photographs. Yeah, all the details are on the website, or phone us or email us. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ali. Lots of information there, lots of things going on, which is great. Do visit our website if you are unsure about the dates. It is all on there. But for now, I guess it's just time to say thank you for joining us. Thank you to Angela, Tony and Ali, of course, for the questions. And we will see you next month. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Still.
If you would like further information, then please visit our website www.atebgroup.co.uk.